Assalamu alaikum ji, welcome to Excuse Me, another episode. पाकिस्तान की फैशन इंडस्ट्री हैज़ कम अ लॉन्ग वे एंड बहुत बड़े बड़े नाम आते हैं इस इंडस्ट्री से. लेकिन एक बात जो हमेशा हम लोग साइड पे करते थे, मॉडल्स को उनका ड्यू क्रेडिट नहीं मिलता. उसी तरह हमारी जो नई मॉडल्स हैं उनको बहुत ज़्यादा मिसट्रीट किया जाता है बिकॉज ऑफ सोशल मीडिया. कभी कभार उनको बहुत जल्दी जज भी किया जाता है. आज हमारे पास पाकिस्तान की top model में से one of the best models that I have ever seen in recent times. She's not only the Medusa of the industry, she has curls, she is outspoken, she's beautiful. But the best thing about her is that she said yes to this podcast without even knowing what I'm going to ask her. So Nimra Jacob, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nerves galore right now.
Do women get special treatment?
Listen, I could write a whole paper about special treatment and women versus male and all of that. But honestly, I feel like what do you mean by special treatment? What special treatment?
Because we're living in a time where women feel more entitled. Women, the whole women empowerment, the feminist movement, I think it's personally hijacked. The true meaning is lost somewhere. Now women feel this right of that we need that special treatment. We are entitled to it. And men have taken this back seat. Men are hated upon more because of this whole new movement. So I just wanted to know, do women get special treatment or do women get better treatment than men?
I think that's an interesting question. I feel like with women, it's not about feeling entitled to anything. Entitlement is a very special word and it has its privileges involved. Women, what I've seen and what I've experienced, have to fight more so for what's their right and what they are entitled to. But that's natural rights and natural entitlements that I feel like everybody should have.
Yeah, but with the Me Too movement, when it came about, I saw how it started off on a very positive note. Women were coming out, they were stepping in. But in about 2 years, it just became a completely different monster itself. Any woman can just stand up and say Me Too without any evidence. And it can destroy a man's character just like that.
That's a very... I appreciate your point of view because it's coming from you, but I feel like that's also a very one-sided point of view and perspective because it's really hard to prove harassment or prove an experience. I feel like the justice system in itself, as much as we're trying to make it right, it just isn't. The justice system is unjust. And for whenever a woman or anybody, because the Me Too movement wasn't just for women, it just happened to be that more women came out and said, yes, I've experienced this. This is what I'm going through. And, going back to what I was saying, it's hard to prove. It's hard to gather evidence. I think the justice system, as much as the word justice is there, it's not there. But the Me Too movement is for everybody. It's for you. It's for me.
But don't you think it's being misused?
I believe there's a specific saying, because the Me Too movement was such a huge movement and it rallied a lot of support because, a lot of the trials and obstacles that we go through are very much real. A lot of people jumped on the bandwagon for the clout, unfortunately. And I think that's it's problematic, it's unhealthy, it's very toxic as well. And there's this saying called keyboard warrior, where people jump on social media because it's so easy to jump on social media and say, I'm in support of this, that, and the third. But in real life, you're not. Your actions speak completely different.
Yeah. Do you consider yourself a feminist?
I am a feminist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Define feminism for me. What it means to you?
Feminism gave me this strength and this power to speak up, to be more confident, to really say that there's something wrong. There's something going on where I'm still not getting paid the same amount, or For the most part, because in my field, it's different. In my field, it's flipped now, right?
Yeah.
So
Women get paid more.
women get paid more, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But other fields, the woman will have the same amount of education, the same amount of experience, and get paid less than a man. So these experiences really are just, these are things that I've seen, and instead of just being saying, okay, well, it is what it is, I say no, it can't be what it is. And if there's space for change, then absolutely, let's change it.
Okay.
And you know what, Ahmed, it only takes one voice. You know, it takes one voice to start that change, to be a catalyst for change.
Yeah, true. I 100% agree with you. All right. You're a Jersey girl.
I'm a Jersey girl.
A family of four.
Yeah.
Your parents shifted to Pakistan, from Pakistan to the States.
Yes.
How was it growing up in Jersey?
So born and raised in Jersey, proud Jersey girl. I loved Jersey. It's like it's suburban, you know. It's peaceful. It's green, serene, beautiful. I wish the summers were longer than they actually are, but it's okay. And it was great. It was very peaceful.
The reason I ask, is there a strong Desi community over there?
There is a strong Desi community, yeah. You'll find a lot of Pakistanis. You'll find a lot of Indians. Jersey is a very diverse state. So you will find a lot of people. And I was born a first-generation American, so I found myself in a pool of diverse first-generation Americans going through the same experiences that I was going through. So it was incredibly beautiful.
Excuse me, क्या आपकी लाइफ में एंटरटेनमेंट की कमी है? Well, have no fear. Al Jaleel Developers आपके लिए लेके आ रहा है पाकिस्तान का first purpose-built real estate project, Lahore Entertainment City. A perfect real estate opportunity for the entire family. जहां होगी live performances, concerts, film studio, theme parks, and much more. For further details, call us now. Now back to Excuse Me. Miss Marvel is also from Jersey.
She is, yeah.
The kids at your age, and especially your generation, I think it's called the Gen Z generation and everything. Do you feel that your generation is more entitled toward things? There's this gender fluid movement going on. There's this, you have to force down my perspective just because I feel a certain way. Where do you stand on that?
Gen Z is very different because I'm the cusp of Gen Z and millennial, right?
Okay.
Like right when Gen Z had started, here comes Nimra at the cusp, at the you know, complex area.
Neither here or neither there.
Yeah, story of my life, right? So what I see with Gen Z now, because I have younger siblings, is they're incredibly hardworking, but they're also, because they grew up with technology, most of them.
Yeah.
It's very fast-paced, and there's this overstimulation of information constantly happening. You know, I'm part of it, you're part of it. We're constantly swiping. We're constantly, you know. There's this information overload right now. And with that, I feel like there's this desensitization of maybe emotions and sensitivity now. I'm seeing a lot less, just a lot less sympathy, a lot less empathy.
I think they're less tolerant toward things. Everything is it's very easy to judge someone. It's very quick to point the finger. And there's no fact checking anymore. Nobody checks the fact. It's like Nimra said this, okay, I'm just going to share it.
Right.
Without even checking where it's coming from.
Right.
No authenticity on the information.
And that could be very dangerous,
It
right?
is.
That's incredibly dangerous, because we're at the hands of all this information. It doesn't necessarily have to be true, and then you're left as a kid, as a very impressionable kid, because Gen Z still is very young.
Yeah.
You're left to make decisions on your own, and it sways in a very, very interesting way. You know, it could be very dangerous, or if you're given the right information and given the right tools to handle this information, it could be a great thing.
All right. Growing up, what did you actually want it to be? I mean, normally girls, I don't know, in Jersey, what was your early influences? Were it more towards arts and culture, more towards science, medicine? What actually did you want it to be?
I remember wanting to be an astronaut. I remember. I'm so serious. Oh man.
Oh, man, that's a cliche. I mean, everybody wants to be an astronaut.
I wanted to go to the moon. I wanted to float in zero gravity and do flips and have a great time up in space.
Shisha makes you do the same thing, by the way.
What?
Zero gravity.
That's so funny. Yeah, like mentally, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, what were your early influences? The astronaut thing, but when reality check kicked in, what do you actually wanted to be?
Ahmad, I feel like I never had a reality check. It's so crazy. I'm serious. Now that I'm, becoming an adult and I have these responsibilities and, I don't know. Being an adult is so weird.
It is.
But I'm having like these slow reality checks, slowly but surely.
But you were always inclined towards the fashion industry?
Not so much fashion as much as theater. I loved theater. I loved films and cinema, and that was just my passion. And I remember when I went to college. I went to university.
Yeah.
And
which university was it?
Rutgers University.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I went, I was like, you get a major and a minor. You could double major, you could double minor. You get these options. And I majored in marketing and I minored in cinema because that was my passion.
Right.
Yeah. So growing up, I've never really, I loved school. I loved education. I loved more and more knowledge. And I really just loved experiencing. I remember as a kid just experiencing being over dramatic and a little bit all over the place, and it was great. It was fun.
Were you always a tomboy?
Do you think I'm a tomboy?
No, the way you're describing yourself.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I was not afraid of anything. I used to do gymnastics because I just had so much energy constantly. So my mom was like, "Go and do gymnastics. You do flips in the house. Go and do them somewhere where it's safe." And I swam for a little bit, and then I did track, and yeah.
How did fashion fell into your lap? I mean, and especially in Pakistan. I mean, I would have understood, okay, I'm doing fashion in New Jersey or something like that, or New York maybe. But all the way back in Pakistan?
I never thought this would be my life, honestly. Never did I think in a million years that I would be living this full-time life in Pakistan as a fashion model.
And a very successful fashion model, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. It was something I jumped into. In the beginning, it was a hobby. I was doing something. I wanted to be in front of the camera. That, like a bachpan se, I've always loved being in front of the camera. So I got that opportunity here, and I was like, oh, this is fun. I am enjoying myself.
Do you remember your first gig?
I did a campaign, and billboards went up. And I remember at the time I was new. I barely knew how to model like shalwar kameez or desi kapde, and they put me in front of the camera, and I took the entire night to shoot this campaign, and everybody was so patient with me. And then I went back for my studies because I was a college student, and people sent me pictures, and there were billboards everywhere of me. And I remember they had straightened my hair as well at the time because they saw my curls and they just didn't know how to deal with it.
Okay, let's talk about the curls and the straight. I mean, there's a thing against curls, especially in Pakistan. I don't know why. Do you have anybody ever said, oh, please, we don't need curls, just straight them out?
Yes, they have. At this point, I'm just going to be very real with you. You want to straighten my hair. You want to get rid of my curls. You have to pay me extra for that. Yeah. 100%. Because I've learned to love who I am and embrace who I am. And Pakistani fashion has helped me in that sense. Okay. I'll tell you, I came into the industry as a very... I loved my dusky skin tone, and I loved my curls, and that's how I came into the industry. And being surrounded with this constant patriarchal complex of wanting to be light-skinned and
yeah, I mean, we have a thing.
We have this thing, right? We have this little interest of wanting to be like incredibly fair.
Goody. the
Chupke.
the,
What's the line?
the Gora complex. Yeah.
Yeah, the Gora complex. And it doesn't just, this is not just a Pakistani thing. I think it transcends to almost every brown person. If you have a little bit of color, I think there's a little bit of patriarchal complex that comes with it.
Have you ever faced that in Jersey?
I did.
Wow.
Absolutely, I did. Yeah, because I was at the cusp where I was living an American life, but I would watch Bollywood and I would watch Pakistani TV, and what we were being fed on TV was something that was very much not who we were, right? Visually, it didn't represent every Pakistani.
Yeah.
So when I came here with the curls and you know, not the Gora complexion, Pakistani fashion is what taught me to embrace it, to really love it. Yeah.
Wow. You truly defend the industry. What were your first impression of the industry? And everybody needs a role model in the industry. I mean, I've been lucky in that manner that I have some great people to look up to. Did the same happen to you?
Role model wise, I'm lucky because I had my family. I had their support, I had their love. So when I would go to work, that was what it was for me. It was work, and then I would go back home to a very loving environment. What I see these days, and it's not necessarily fashion, the workplace in itself doesn't necessarily have a role model for everybody.
Okay.
So I see these days there's a lot of people that go into the workplace and they come from a tough situation at home, or, you know, things aren't the best at home, and they go into the workplace as a form of escape, and it doesn't become a form of escape. It becomes a form of stress for them because they don't have a role model. They don't have that guidance. It's incredibly important to have that guidance. With me, it was sort of just, I observed a lot, you know. I was here to learn. I learned how to model. I learned how to pose. I learned how to work my way through the industry. And it was a lot of observation.
Who helped you the most? I mean, was the reason why I'm asking that, because we've seen that a lot of photographers, they have their models. And what happens is those models only work with certain photographers. Howard has his own models. Other Shahzad, they had their own group. Now the new photographers are coming in. Did you ever face that that clan? Okay, you're from our clan, you can't work with them, or this model cannot work with that certain photographer?
You know, people tried claiming me a few times. Yeah, people tried claiming me a few times as their model or their girl and whatnot. And I worked with everybody. I really did work with everybody. I went in with this attitude that I'm here to work and I'm here to learn. Initially, I was humbled because when you want to become a model, we have this thought process that, yeah, I'm a model. That's why I'm here, right? I'm here to pose. Yeah, and you get in front of the camera and you go, whoa, modeling is technical. There's, you know, you have to think before you pose. You have to think before you give an angle. You have to think about what the product is and what you're wearing. It's not just about the energy you bring. You really have to strategize how you model. So I was humbled in that sense because when I got in front of the camera, I was like, yeah, me, model, check me out. And then I was like, oh, I don't know how to, you know, pose properly.
So who actually showed you the ropes?
Showing me, again, it was experience.
Okay.
It was really experience. I was in Karachi initially. So I worked with Karachi people, Karachi brands. And then I started working in Lahore after some time in Karachi, and just my experience. It was really...
There's a war between Lahore and Karachi, especially on the fashion front. And we have seen that. Yeah. It is almost ugly, but yeah, the war is there. And okay, let's start from the Karachi work ethic is better, or the Lahore work ethic is better?
I want to say each city has its own flavor. Nothing is better, you know. I think because Karachi is very much metropolitan, I always say this, it's like the Manhattan of Pakistan.
Yeah.
And you know how Manhattan is. Manhattan is very quick, work, you know, 1 o'clock, somewhere else, 2 o'clock, another meeting. Like time is everything.
Yeah.
So I've seen that very much here where it's like, we don't have time, you know, and
in Karachi,
hurry
everybody's
up.
busy.
Yeah.
Everybody's busy.
Everybody's busy. Everybody's doing something. So over here, it's very much like pose, you know? What I've noticed is when I went from Karachi to Lahore, and this was the cutest experience I had, I was shooting and I was doing this, you know, the pose. And the designer was like, you have to give us some time to like click while you're posing, you know? And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I thought you guys were clicking. And I thought, you know, you guys were taking the pictures while I was voguing my way through the shoot. And she's like, no, Nim, you have to slow down a little bit. So I had to slow down basically.
Oh my God. So yeah, Lahore is laid back. We're chilled.
Yes.
I mean, I'm a Lahori. I was born and bred in Punjab. So, but the work ethic is better in Lahore. Is better in Karachi. They're more deadline. They're more professional-oriented people. Lahore, we are laid back. We're very chilled out. And we roti aa gayi, chal ek mithai ja kaat kar. You know.
I'll tell you. So professionally, I think both cities are professional. Time-wise, yeah, deadline. Karachi is very strict on deadlines. Lahore is very much like, we're here to shoot. You know, you need a break, take your break. It's okay. They're very understanding about these things, you know. Karachi, it's like, no lunch, eating, food. How dare you think
Karachi
about
is more
your
like the
food?
devil's wear parada. It's like,
And Lahore is like, you want food? Okay, take your time, have food, re-energize, and then get back to work.
so Lahore is like your mother. I mean,
Lahore has literally wrapped me in a blanket and given me so much love and just kisses and energy. So yeah.
all right. It's I mean, the models they get, I think they're always at the front end. They're always the face of every campaign. But with that face, a lot of hatred comes. If the campaign gets controversial, it's always the model who's going to get blamed, not the designer, not the photographer, or not even the brand. What's your do's and don'ts? Okay, if you have done the campaign, if it gets backlash, do you own it, or do you predetermine okay, this is something that if God forbid it backfires, I'm going to stand by it?
Well, I've always been big on my word. I've always been someone who stands by her decisions. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and if I'm not in the wrong, then I'm not going to shy away from confrontation or negative remarks. I feel like we live in this is art for us. This is an art form, and art shouldn't be safe. I think where we forget, you know, there's this line between controversial and offensive that people kind of forget. And in this you know, like movement of controversy, we forget that we're also hurting people and people's sentiments. And then there's the other side where people are overtly sensitive and people are they take everything the wrong way. And if, God forbid, you voice your opinion, then it's a problem. And, you know, there's davas on you. Like it's very scary, and there's no balance between it. I mean, I would stand by it. One thing that I've told myself is if it's something religious, I try to be very careful with that because I never want to offend anybody when it comes to that, you know?
Do you consider yourself a spiritual person?
I am a spiritual woman. I am, yeah. It gives me strength and it gives me peace. Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want to comment on those things. You try not to.
It's about not hurting people's sentiments. I never want to hurt anybody when it comes to their beliefs. But if I have an opinion, I voice it in the best way I can, expecting there to be an open conversation about it, right?
Yeah.
So again, with religion and fashion, it can be either interesting or offensive. And that's the only time that I've seen fashion and religion come together.
Really?
Yes. So I try to make sure that if something is done, even if it's controversial, it's done in the best taste. I never shy away from a conversation, though. You want to talk about religion? Let's talk about religion. You want to talk about what's going on politically? Sure, let's do it. But there's a way to do it, and there should be an open dialogue about it. I feel like people just get so offended these days over the smallest remarks, and it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah. And I personally, I face this, that if you're outspoken, people are going to judge you and they're going to put you in that category. And even when it comes to politics, we are now less offended on what the other person's religion is, and we're more offended on what their political choice is.
Right.
By the way, what?
Oh God! Listen.
Politics.
I know. I'm gonna eat my words
Jersey
right
girl,
now.
A Jersey girl. Speaking about politics, where do you stand on
Listen, I really I'm gonna eat my words right now. Okay, what were you gonna ask?
I was gonna ask, where do you follow Pakistan politics?
I really tried. Really tried. It's a very tumultuous time. That much I know.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, and a lot of people. I'm losing my voice now.
Politics.
Politics. I'm sorry. Let me tell you everything. Okay. A lot of people from fashion a lot of people were affected, but specifically because fashion is my field, I know a lot of people who have been affected by what's going on.
Yeah. Everybody's. I think all the industry, the inflation. Everybody's.
You know, economy-wise, politically, things are tumultuous. I told my friend, I call him and I'm like, listen, what's going on in this country? What's happening? And he's like, it's okay. You know, he was so chill about it. He's like, this happens, and you know, Nimra, don't be so worried, because I'm coming from a place when something goes down, or you know, if the economy hits the roof, then we panic.
Yeah, you guys panic over. Oh, there's a power failure.
Yeah,
we don't.
Yes, no, like if there's a power failure, we're just like, what is happening? Is something going on that we don't know? You know, we panic. So. With my friend, he was like, this happens, don't worry too much.
I think in Pakistan, we panic if there is no power failure. Bati nahi gayi aaj.
I know. I mean, that's what it's come down to. But
do you have a political stance? I mean, do you support any political party?
I do not. I did before, but...
Which one?
I don't want to say.
Okay. All right.
And I... was indirectly very much involved. My mother, she's a very she's very involved within the community, you know. So for the specific party that she supported, you know, I saw her rallying, and I saw her just really wholeheartedly as an overseas Pakistani now.
Yeah.
Really just in love with her country and the people that wanted to uplift the country. But I think with any politics, it gets messy.
It does.
It gets toxic and chaotic. And so having seen that side of it, I've taken a step back. I did want to become a politician once upon a time.
Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Was the astronaut, then the
I
model,
told you the reality
then the
check.
politician.
The reality check never hit, you know. And I remember saying this. I was like, I think I could be a great politician.
I think you can. Yeah. All you have to do is wear the dupatta and just read the script. And boom, you're a politician. That's
we go. That's what it is. Yeah.
All right. Moving on from the politics, let's dive into the politics. No, now we're going to get things are going to get much worse now.
I'm so scared.
The politics of the fashion industry.
Okay.
Oh God. His campaign, her campaign, the fashion weeks, the Lahore Karachi war. How do you handle the politics involved? Because there's a lot of backbiting in your industry.
I don't handle it. I don't. Again, you know, there's some groups, cliques, whatever it is, you know, you have allegiance to one group or the other. I'm above and beyond all of that. When I came into the industry, it was
have you been cancelled from any campaigns because of that?
Not to my knowledge, but if I have, so be it. It's okay. Again, I stand by who I am, and I'm not really. It's okay. I don't have to be a part of a clique, or I don't have to be a part of a group, or swear my allegiance to people. When I go to work, I keep it very simple. You know, I keep it very much, it's a respectful environment. It's a professional environment. I do my work wholeheartedly, and then that's it. That's what it comes down to.
Have you made any real friends from the fashion industry?
I have.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've met very good people, and I've met people with big hearts and incredibly hospitable people in the fashion industry.
Okay. You are a lucky girl. Speaking about controversy, recently there was this big fight between you and another male model. The clips went viral. People started commenting here and there. I can completely understand if you don't want to talk about it. But the one thing that I did pick up from that was the safety of your work environment, and how easy was it that anybody can do anything? Was it scary?
Very. It was incredibly terrifying. And in the moment when you go through something like this, you go into either fight or flight mode. And I very much went into flight mode because you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. You don't know who to go to. You don't know how to just, you feel powerless in the situation when it happens. And it's okay. So at the time, I remember doing everything in my power to, or at least what I thought was in my power, to really try to bring this to people's attention, or to the right people. And I remember trying to be silenced for it. I remember people saying, just, do this or say this and this will all be over and we can all go home. I remember people disappearing, people that were not supposed to and were responsible for really deflating a situation, and just disappearing and saying, not my problem. And then I remember people supporting me. And I remember especially my colleagues coming to my support and trying to handle the situation and trying to solve something that wasn't their problem, but because I was their colleague and because they saw me hurting, they tried their best to be there for me and support me. And they also ended up getting hurt as well in the situation. And that's something I think that I will never forget. Some time has passed by since it happened, but those experiences and those memories last. And no matter how much anyone can say, bahut waqt guzar gaya hai, or time has passed by, it's not easy to move forward from something like that. And I think about the girls that supported me, and I think about the people that came and defended me, and I think about them and how hurt they were and how hurt they had gotten. And it's something that I will never be able to forget. I will never forget the people that came and supported me. And I tell you this, in the beginning, it was incredibly overwhelming because it was so public. And
it was everywhere.
It was everywhere. It was incredibly public. And I remember when I was genuinely hurting. I still am hurting because of what I went through at the workplace, doing something that I love doing. It's okay. Just it's fine. I say this, it's something that you can't easily move forward from because it happened to you. And I never, ever expect anyone to understand or sympathize, because if you haven't been through something like that, you won't know.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly and genuinely, you won't know. But what I can say is the people who were there for me, the people who defended me and supported me, I will never, ever let that fade. I will never, ever let the sentiments for those people ever fade. And I was saying, because it was so public, I feel like there was an issue raised. You know, there was a concern raised because of it. It was overwhelming for me and the women that went through what they went through. But something that came out of it was people saw that there's a problem. They saw that, yes, something like this can happen. And I hope, even if it's at if it takes a toll on me, it's okay, because I want people to know that indeed there's a problem. And indeed we need to work our way to fixing this.
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about safety. I told you I'm a feminist, and I'm a feminist because it's high time that women feel safe, especially not just in their workplace, but just leaving their house, like leaving the safety of their own. Sometimes women aren't even home in their own houses, in their own homes. And I feel so strongly about that because I'm a woman myself. I'm a feminist, and I'm a woman myself. And if I'm not safe in my workplace, then what am I doing here? If we don't feel safe in our work environment, why is it here? You know, why are the people who run what they run doing what they're doing if they can't ensure our safety? Or even make it a point to say, you guys are colleagues, there should be a level of respect and there should be a level of safety within the workspace. So it's things like this that really get to me. I will always be vocal about this. There's nothing you can do or say to scare me into not being vocal and to not voicing my opinion. I care about my colleagues. I care about fashion. I care about the people that I work with every single day. I care about women. I care about men. I care about men who don't feel safe anywhere at any time. I care about people who don't feel comfortable with their own skin or are hurt or are feeling hurt, bullied, harassed, intimidated in any way. And that's something we need to watch out for.
Have you faced any threats after that incident?
Of course I did. Of course I did. I faced threats, horrible, horrible threats. And
did you report to the authorities?
I don't want to talk about that.
All right. Have you taken any measures after that? That this is the people that I want to work with, and these are the people that I don't want to work with?
Yes, absolutely. So, you know, when I go through an experience like that, and unfortunately, this one was public, Ahmad, but it wasn't the first one. So when I go through an experience like this, because I've been through it before, I take certain measures to make sure, or at least try to make sure, that I'm safe the next time I work.
Yeah.
And absolutely, I don't work with these people again. I don't. And it's not just me that doesn't work with these people. Anybody who has a sensible head on their shoulders also in the industry does not work with the same people that weren't able to either protect them or caused conflict or caused some type of, inflicted some type of harm or pain within the workspace. So I do take these measures, and I'm very open about them as well. I don't think there's anything to be afraid of. I really don't. I acknowledge my strength and I acknowledge my privilege, and I try to make these measures and I try to instill these boundaries so that tomorrow, God forbid, if someone else in the industry goes through something like this, they can also say, wait a minute. No, because I have agency in my life, and I have the power to say, I don't want to work with these people, and I don't want to move forward and be in the same space as these people. Because at the end of the day, what I realized was, again, it takes one person to really set a standard, and the right standards haven't been set yet. I don't think so. So if I can do that, so be it.
All right. Let's talk about something fun.
Let's do it.
Are you dating anyone?
Oh my God. You and 1,000 other people have asked me.
Yeah, everybody, and especially everybody keeps, okay, oh, Nimra is doing this, you're dating him, or you're dating her, because there was this comment about okay, Nimra is bisexual also.
Really?
Is there any truth to that?
You know what, Ahmad? I will not comment today because I want you to just let your imagination run wild.
All right, that was the gossip. But are you single or are you dating anyone?
I am single. I am.
The reason no Pakistani, I mean, you're not into Pakistani guys or you're into Jersey guys?
Wow, I just love this conversation right
Yeah,
now.
man, we need some gossip, papadi chart, वगैरह. You know?
I know you want this for your little podcast over here.
Yeah, man. Well, but no, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine.
No, I think...
I know your DM is going to be full. She's single.
I know. I think at this point I put myself on the market. I was so like hush about my personal life until today. Thank you so much, Ahmad.
नहीं, आप कह सकती थी no comments, but you choose.
हाँ, वैसे बोल सकती थी. Rewind. Oh.
Edit that.
No comments.
All right. We're going to talk about a little bit of where do you think the fashion industry is headed? Because there's this new trend in the past 5 years where fashion has become attached to the television drama industry, and a lot of models are taking this backseat because all the actresses, they get the finale, or they become the face of the campaign. Do you think that merger between the entertainment industry and the wedding festivals and everything in Pakistan is circling around the weddings? So where is the fashion industry headed according to you?
Let me put it this way. You don't see me being cast in a drama just because
you're a pretty face.
Yeah, right? You don't see any director being like, this model, I want her to act in my drama, bring her in. So with fashion, I feel like any industry, I proved to be here, right? Like I proved myself. I worked hard. I learned how to model. I learned how to walk, all that stuff. To be on the runway, to be in a picture and all of that. I think fashion does it to itself. We really do it to ourselves. We're our designers. Put on a gown on an actress or an actor for, I don't know, the sales maybe. Honestly, Ahmad, I never really thought about why it's done. I guess it's for the sales. You know, you want to sell an outfit, so you put it on an actress. And I know some of these girls, and they're great girls and incredibly talented women. But fashion is fashion, right? And on the runway, I would love it if the opening and the finale went to a model. That's the way I feel. I feel like these girls have worked so hard to be where they are in fashion. Give the finale to them.
हाँ, और वो उनका काम है. अब ये तो नहीं कहते ना कि जी ड्रामे के अंदर मुझे पहला सीन दे दो, एंडिंग मुझे दे दो.
If I go into dramas tomorrow, maybe I will. Watch out. I'm just kidding. Maybe
no, why not?
But I'm just saying, if I go into a drama tomorrow, I'm going to prove myself because I have it in me that I haven't worked in dramas for years, or I haven't had the experience that a seasoned actress has had. So I'll prove myself. I'll give the auditions. I'll work on the script. I'll work hard to get to a place in the acting industry. It's not the same though, you know, it's different.
Drama industry and everything, even your industry, have you ever faced the casting couch?
Casting couch, I don't know why it exists, honestly, at this day and age. It's so overrated and it's so incredibly problematic, toxic, belittling, wrong in every sense possible. I don't understand why you can't keep it professional. I don't understand why you can't give someone a role or an opportunity based off their merit. What is it, you know? Again, it's not, I never blame the person that goes through casting couches. I blame the people who have instilled this practice within the industry. Cancel it. It's done and over with. It's wrong in every sense possible. No more. And my advice to people is don't partake in it. Don't. You know, if you're in a situation where you feel pressure to do something you shouldn't have to do for a role or a project or a shoot, don't partake in it. Because you put in the work, you put in the time on yourself and your trade, you're going to get far. You're going to be successful. It'll take a little bit longer. It'll take some time, but it'll be all the more rewarding for you. So that's where I stand on it.
All right. That's a good answer, man. All right. A few final questions.
Okay, yeah. I get so serious. I'm a serious woman.
No. I think you're a very profound woman. You have some great ideas.
Yeah.
You have some great point of views also. Out of which we're going to talk about the contracts. We're going to talk about the modeling contracts and how little meanings they have. A lot of times the contracts are just a piece of paper. Do you have a management to support you or to protect you?
So I do have a manager, a great manager. She manages me only. But when it comes to contracts, there's no contracts in fashion whatsoever. No, there aren't. I've done some TVCs. I've been on that end of the spectrum. There's contracts there. But mostly to protect the brand and the people that are hiring me more so than protecting me. Fashion is very much, it's freelance and it's very much like
day by day, project by project based, but also word of mouth, right? Someone contacts me, they hire me for a project. If we lock in a budget, great. And then it's all on text message. I'm not sure if that's something you go through as an actor. I'm sure as an actor you have contracts. We do have contracts.
You have contracts, right?
About any project, especially when it comes to dramas and films. The contracts are, that's what actually is going to defend you.
Yeah. And over here...
I'm surprised in modeling you just go day by day. Okay.
Project by project based. And it's an issue because... I don't know. People have tried to have contracts.
What if somebody has anybody ever committed something and not delivered on it? Okay, this is 100%. The money. This is the money that we owe you, but since there's no contract, they can just be on their merry way.
100%. There will be times when you're locked for a shoot, and then the day before or the morning of the project, things are being changed. Projects are being canceled. It's unfair, obviously, because, and it happens on both ends, right? Sometimes a model isn't able to show up to her commitment, but most of the times, because again, this is all freelance and we're all here to work, right?
Yeah.
What I've experienced is the brands will either cancel last minute or let changes are happening. I'm not really sure what their situation is. I don't want to know, but there's not a set in stone paper contract to protect us in the case that something unprofessional happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
And still you want to be a model?
I love being a model. I really do. I've irrespective of everything, the problems, the conflicts, the obstacles, whatever it is, I found my strength here. I have. I'm a strong human being. I found a lot of my strength being able to venture into the field, really, and getting to meet people and getting to understand how to work as a professional in the industry. Again, I told you there are standards that have to be set. The right standards have to be set, but slowly but surely, there is a hope that things will get better, that things are getting better. I'll tell you, like recently, a contract was presented to me for a project in fashion, and I was elated because I was like, finally, paperwork to protect me. I'm actually working on coming up with a contract for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There should be a standard contract.
Standard, yes.
because you girls do a lot of the lawn campaign is coming up and all that. So there should be at least one standard contract. Okay, this is the industry standard. I'm surprised that you've been working without any contract.
This is the way it is because, you know, when a model brings a contract up, then the client is like, gets a little iffy. The client gets iffy as if maybe they'll be held accountable if they sign a piece of paperwork.
Tax बचाने के लिए होता है कि अच्छा जी आप cash ले लें हमसे.
Shayad, maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, we're almost to the end of the show, but how can we let you go without creating a little bit of controversy?
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a few questions, and please, let's be honest. Or you can say, excuse me.
Okay.
All right? Okay. Who needs a new wardrobe?
Me.
What?
Me, myself, and I.
Okay, it's somebody who desperately needs a new stylist.
Why are you doing this to me?
No, you have to be honest. I'm a girl. I don't keep my thoughts. I'm a very straightforward. So let's see that.
Oh, man. I really can't think of anybody right now. Hold on.
It could be a girl. It could be a designer. Anybody.
Excuse me. I can't. I'm going blank. If you give me some time, I'll come back to it.
Yeah. Okay, let's take some time. Who needs a new stylist? In your fashion opinion. Okay, girl, you need a new stylist. Yeah, dude, you need a stylist. And trust me, there are a lot of men who don't know how to dress up.
I know.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
All right, Nimra, who needs a new stylist?
I'm looking at him.
Best kept secret about you.
Why would I why would I say that? Best kept secret about me. My personal life.
Oh.
Yes.
You don't post that.
I don't post. Family, yes. Personal life, best kept secret.
Should be that way. Okay. Yes. सबसे rude comment आज तक क्या किसी ने कहा है या post किया है?
Rude comment. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was doing a shoot one time. And it was me and two other models. And the chair that we were sitting on broke.
Okay.
And I remember one of our mutuals commenting, ha ha ha, stay off those burgers, Nimra, under my video. Yeah. And listen, I eat. I'm a woman that loves her food. But I wasn't the only one sitting on the chair. And it didn't even break on my side. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry to say, but आपको ड्रिप की जरूरत है. आप इतनी कमजोर हैं. आप मोटी तो कहीं से भी नहीं है. तो she said that you're actually fat.
I don't know what she was trying to say. I'm not sure, but I obviously commented in like a very humorous way, like haha.
Bitch.
I was like ha ha ha. I don't like you.
Acha ji, best compliment ever.
I love when people compliment more than just looks. I really appreciate that. Your confidence, your intelligence, your mannerisms, anything other than just looks. Because easily anybody can say you're beautiful, you're pretty, you're hot, whatever. It doesn't faze me. I don't care.
अच्छा.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. सबसे अच्छी pickup line किसी ने मतलब क्या कही होगी? Oh ho. And I'm sure you get a lot of pickup lines.
No, I do. I'm trying to think. What was one recently? Oh my God, I'm going blank again.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's एक थी वो कौन सी? Are you the alphabet? Because when they created the alphabet, they should have put you and I together.
Oh my God. Stop it.
I'm just telling you a pickup line, man. तो कभी इस तरह की किसी ने चीज़ी नहीं मारी लाइन के Nimra.
You know what it is? It's always like I can't say it.
नहीं.
You want me to say it?
Yeah, man. It's uncensored, unhinged.
It's honestly it's so old. Like if you're talking to someone and you're like, all right, well, you know, I gotta go, like about to go shower, I gotta start my day. They'll be like, oh, shower without me?
Oh.
And I'm like, I've heard this so many times at this point, guys. Switch it up, change it up, please. Like,
Move out of the shower यार. अब मतलब shower में. Okay जी. उसके बाद my crush is.
My crush is. I'm not crushing on anybody these days.
उससे पहले.
Who is my crush?
मैंने क्या पता. मतलब it could be a cricketer. Normally girls have this big crush on cricket.
You know what? I was crushing on a cricketer. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say any names though. But he's young. So then I was like, rewind. Sorry. Like, I'm not gonna crush on him anymore.
Why? Crush is मतलब, if he's playing cricket, then he's, I'm sure, above 18.
No. I don't know.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay. So
18 is too young. 18, 19, 20, like that's too young.
All
I like
right,
a man, you know? I like my men.
Okay. So you're not crushing on any actor?
I was crushing on someone yesterday.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I'm forgetting. Hold on.
Tell me the name.
I gotta check in my phone. Give me a second.
Okay, sure. We need this. Nimra is crushing on someone.
I know who it is.
Okay, who?
I don't want to tell you.
Why? Mera bhra to nahi hai. Who are you crushing on?
I can't say.
Why?
Why?
You have to.
No,
Because you checked your phone for it.
I did.
Yeah.
And I told my friends about it too.
अच्छा, दोस्तों को आप बता सकती हैं और excuse me को नहीं बता सकती.
Drama.
Who?
I can't say it.
Is he a drama actor or a film actor?
You're not getting anything out of me.
Oh God. Pakistani fashion industry needs
The confidence to be able to say if something is wrong, then it's wrong. And if something is right, then it's right.
high heels or flats.
I love my sneakers. I love my Nikes.
पाकिस्तान का next PM कौन होगा?
Ahmad. Why you gotta do this to me, Ahmad? Just because I said one thing.
नहीं यार, it's come on. I need to ask you a lot of things now. So it could be anyone. You can say Bilawal. You can say
Nimra Jacob.
Good. Cricket देखती हैं आप?
A little bit.
Okay.
Sometimes when everybody else is watching cricket, I kind of have to join them.
मैं सिर्फ रिएक्शन लेने कुछ नाम लूंगा, देखते हैं क्या आता है रिएक्शन. वसीम अकरम, नईम शाह. Okay, that's it. We got it. Okay, I'm allergic to
Crusty, dusty, musty old men who smell bad.
Oh, okay. Turn on आपने बताया.
Turn on, you have to smell great.
Yeah, okay. I would never watch cricket again.
I would never come back on this show.
I may try.
Cricket. Grasshoppers.
अच्छा, okay. I may try cricketers.
Grasshoppers, crickets, are they not the same thing?
No. I had crickets. मैं बैंकॉक में था और मुझे एक दोस्त ने डेयर किया था और मैं पहली दफ़ा गया था. तो जी उसने कहा कि तू अगर ये खा लेगा ना, हम लोग कहते हैं उसको टिड्डियाँ. तो मैं कहा ठीक है ले. उसने कहा मैं तुझे 2000 बात दूंगा. मैं कहा ओहो. अच्छा, जो मैंने उठाई ना तो इतनी सी थी. तो वो 2 आ गई मुंह में.
Oh my God.
And they taste like burnt काली मिर्चें.
Someone told me, like, did you feel hot afterwards? Did you feel uncomfortable afterwards?
Yeah. Because the point is कि आपको chew करना पड़ता है उनको फौरन. तो just make a, और मैंने न करके ना कर दिया. तो वो गले में जाके थोड़ी सी लगती है.
Okay.
मगर उसके बाद अल्लाह का कभी नहीं. उसके बाद नहीं ट्राई किया. Okay, I hate it when I'm being rushed to be somewhere, go somewhere, or get ready
at a certain time. I don't like being rushed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never tell me to.
Don't tell me what to do. Ever. Ever.
Tattoos.
None.
Okay. If I ever get one.
It'll probably be a tramp stamp.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, acha. But that's so 90s.
I like it.
Acha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My spirit animal.
My spirit animal, lion.
Acha.
Yeah.
You're a Leo.
I'm not. I'm a Taurus. That doesn't have to be my spirit animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So your spirit animal is lion.
Yes.
Okay. All right. My favorite designer. Especially from Pakistan.
Okay, you want Pakistani designer? You know what? I'll tell you. I really appreciate Generation.
Acha.
I appreciate that brand a lot because they're very much, it's run by women, very woke, strong, confident women, and their work ethic is just great. And their campaigns are amazing. They're beautiful. So, yeah.
My favorite Pakistani male model. Oh, come on. We have a lot of good looking men here.
No, we do. We do. You know what? There's this one male model. His name is Temur Rumi.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's also a Taurus, my fellow Taurus friend. I think he's doing great.
Acha.
Yeah.
All right. But you're comfortable to work with him.
100%. I've worked with him so many times and he's a great model.
Okay. The worst rumor I heard about myself.
You know, when I hear people saying like, oh, you've dated that person or this person, and I just cringe so hard and heavy, and I'm like, okay, you know, they're rumors, but it's kind of gross. I cringe. I'm like, really? Are you really pairing me with someone that I would never date?
Oh. Guilty pleasure?
Guilty pleasure.
Chocolates?
I love chocolates, but no, that's not my guilty pleasure.
Shisha?
No.
No? Then what?
I like a really heavy, oily meal. Like just a crazy good oily burger, cheeseburger. I just love food so much. So my guilty pleasure is I'll eat a lot, and then I'll eat more.
All right.
Yes.
20 years down the line, what do I want to be remembered as?
I want to be remembered as compassionate. I want to be remembered as kind. I want to leave a very loving impression for people. That's what I want to be remembered as. Yeah.
Well, you will be remembered as the girl who had a crush on some...
Don't say.
Anyway, thank you very much, Nimra. We're done with the show. Really appreciate आपने अपना कीमती वक्त हमें दिया
Thank you,
और
Ahmad.
हमने पूरा इंटरव्यू आपका अंग्रेजी में किया
Yes, हमने पूरी इंटरव्यू अंग्रेजी में किया.
बिकॉज मैं नहीं चाहता था कि आप पे कोई मीरा वाली मीम बने कि जी उर्दू इनकी और ये वो, तो इसलिए हमने अंग्रेजी में ही किया.
Thank you.
मगर थैंक यू, आपने अपना कीमती वक्त हमें दिया और अल्लाह आपको और इससे ज़्यादा कामयाबी दे जिस राह पे आप चल रही हैं. आप जितनी प्रोफेशनल हैं अपने काम के बारे में. I sincerely wish you the best and thank you very much for taking time out, even though we met in the plane and I said, you have to be on the show.
Literally, so I was like, just some context, I was having some difficulty with my seat and I wanted it changed, and I get a message from Ahmad all of a sudden like, can you sit down? I want to fly, Nimra. And I was like, no, Ahmad, my seat is not confirmed. I need a seat. I'm not going to let this plane fly. And he's like, okay, come on my show. And I said, okay, great. And here we are.
But thank you so much.
Thank you.
अपना ख्याल रखें, ख़वातीन हज़रात, पाकिस्तान का ख्याल रखें, and see you on the next episode.